Hello, I'm Jonathan Nazarian, Director of Project 7, and I've got a special treat for you today. With me today, we have two guests who are going to share with you an amazing testimony about what has been happening in Doniphan, Missouri. To my right, I have TJ Rawson, who has done an incredible job as a P7 missionary in his middle school and is now in his high school doing a great job there as well, and his youth pastor, Kevin Raposo. And so what I want to do today is I just want to kind of talk with you guys about what God has been doing and just share with everybody the incredible things that he's been doing. So, Kevin, would you tell us, kind of get us started and let us know what's been going on and kind of from your perspective, what you've seen happen in Doniphan?
Well, we're super excited. First, we just want to say thank you for having us here. We're excited about what TJ and what God has been doing at the Doniphan Middle School. TJ, a little while back, maybe a year or so ago, started a P7 club, and God has just been doing some incredible things. We've watched the group grow from, it started in a small room of about 12 or so people, and after about the fifth, sixth week, God just flooded different ones, and now they're up to around 100. I think the record attendance was 102. So wow. God's just been doing incredible things through P7 and through our student and in our youth ministry. So we're super excited about that.
That's awesome. I was, when we were talking earlier, something really jumped out to me, and I'd love for you to just tell us. You said there were 102 students at the climax of the Bible Club, and what really stood out to me is not even just that there were so many students, but the percentage of the school that represented. If you would just tell us, what is the average attendance of Doniphan Middle School?
Doniphan Middle School, they're averaging in and around that 300 mark. I want to say at best maybe 350. So to have 102 at their P7 is roughly a third of that entire school. Yeah, that's
absolutely amazing. So when you started your Project 7 club, can you tell us a little bit about how that played out? When did you feel called, and what was going through your mind when you started the club?
Well, I felt called at a Missouri Youth Convention, and I was sitting back there, and I was listening to, they're promoting P7, and I was listening to it, and the stories of all these other students and the great things they've done, and, I just kind of thought to myself, why not me? Why am I not doing this? And, because I attended church, but, I wasn't really, involved in any ministry of some sort, so, I just wanted to get involved somehow. So that was my first, call to action, really.
No, that's awesome, and it's interesting how God can transform your life by participating in ministry. Can you tell us a little bit about the beginning stages of your Bible club and how it grew, and kind of just take us through some of the basic facts and milestones that you saw happen?
Yeah. Well, it started out, and we were in a library, like the corner where they did the book club and where they would read books. And it started out there, and then, 10, 12 guys maybe at most the first week, and then the second week it kind of doubled and then tripled, and then they're on. And, sooner or later it was 102 students, and it was spilling out of the library where we couldn't contain it in the library anymore. So we ended up having to move it to the classroom, my social studies teacher, and she said, my classroom's open every Thursday morning, and I'd love for you to have it, and that's what stood out to me the most.
TJ, that was an incredible testimony of what God has done through you. It brings me to another question, something that I'd like to ask you, Pastor Kevin, and that is, how did this impact your youth group as a youth pastor? And when he first came to you, what were your thoughts? What was going through your mind as far as starting a Bible club, and just kind of speak to that for a little, if you will.
We've always had Bible clubs in our high school, but we've never, shame on me, we've never really thought it would take off in junior high. TJ was 14 at the time, and he'd come up to me really excited about it, real passionate about it. So we went with it, and to be honest, I thought, hey, this would be a good attempt, let him see ministry and whatnot. But I would have never imagined. But it took off like wildfire. It started like I said, with a 14-year-old, a middle school with about 300 people, and then it spread throughout our youth group. We've got students that are launching ministries all over, kids wanting to not just sit on the sidelines, but P7 was that avenue to get our entire group plugged in. So TJ, among others, they're now not just doing P7, but they're my preachers in youth service. They're the service leaders. They're involved in the music. So it's been a huge blessing to our entire group. It's pretty much taken off, yeah.
That's awesome. That's one of the most powerful things that I've seen about P7 Bible clubs is even the students that aren't necessarily involved, something transfers to them. There's the power of God that begins to move through the P7 missionary and through the excitement of what's happening. And it can totally just transform a youth group and bring an incredible revival. And it can do something personally within the P7 missionary. TJ, tell us kind of a little bit about how your walk with God has grown and developed through this whole process of starting a Bible club. And, has it helped you to grow? And what would you say about that?
Yeah, it has helped me to grow in the sense of, before I wasn't really doing anything in ministry. I just kind of sat there and, I went through the services and, I got preached to. And then now after doing P7, I'm the one preaching. I'm the one leading service. And it's helped me to not only be more confident in myself, but just to get out there and have no fear in what I'm doing because I'm doing it for God. So.
Now, were you nervous when you first started your P7 club? What was kind of going through your mind when you decided, hey, I'm going to do this? Did you have to overcome any fears? And was the process difficult to get it started?
Yeah, I had to overcome fears. I was nervous. I didn't know what people would think about me at first. I didn't know how they would react, and thankfully that outcome was good. But other than troubles trying to get it started, it seemed like everything just fell in place, and everything just seemed to come together like it was God's will, and that's what happened.
Man, that's awesome to hear. One of the things that we've really tried to do is make it a turnkey solution for students to be able to go to the website, p7clubs.com, and to pull down every starting document and answer any question that they might have right there on the website so that they're fully equipped to be able to start a Bible club from the very beginning all the way through how to do it on a weekly and daily basis. TJ, I'm really curious. I know Project 7 has impacted your life, and what does this mean for your future? What do you see God doing with you further down the road?
Yeah, well, I like to continue P7 in high school and finish that out, and after high school, maybe go to Bible college, and then maybe hopefully become youth pastor one day.
Take over my job is what I think he's after.
Oh, you better watch out. You better watch out. He's going to come after you.
But no, I would love to be youth pastor, seeing the kids come in the youth group and, their transition from, how they develop, and seeing what they can become, like myself. So.
The beautiful thing is we always had a goal in our student ministry for the past several years to hit that 100 mark, and I've always felt like it would happen within our four walls. But TJ is youth pastoring right now. That's what he's doing. And we did hit that 100 mark. It just didn't happen in the four walls of the church. It happened at our local middle school. So
that's cool. How do you feel about that? That's pretty neat, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, yeah.
Yeah, I remember, just right now we have 6 Bible clubs in West Monroe, Louisiana. And out of those 6 clubs, my students are reaching over 280 kids. Wow. And our youth group averages about 50. And so just to see that is just an incredible thing, the reach that we have through Bible clubs. These are students that I wouldn't normally be able to reach. I can't go into a school like a student can and reach them and talk to them in the same way that they can. And so, I'm kind of curious, what kind of impact have you had on individuals' lives as a P7 missionary, and how has that impacted the youth group?
Well, I've had kids from my P7, and they've actually came to my church, and they've sat through some services, and they may not got baptized right then, but they've got introduced into what we believe, and so somewhere down the road, that's going to be something in their heart, and they believe. And
That's awesome. Have you seen this impact the rest of the youth group as far as their interest in creating Bible clubs or starting Bible clubs? And maybe what has happened with the middle school Bible club since TJ has gone to high school?
Well, the beautiful thing is it's continued. We've had that another group of students kind of take over, and they're still meeting. It's still progressing, and we've watched tons of students, not just in the P7 area, but in all areas or aspects of ministry. They want to be involved instead of sitting back, and TJ had mentioned it, instead of sitting back and just watching everybody else, now they want to be a part of it, And the cool thing, again, bringing a third of the middle school over, they're creating the culture. It's become the culture of our school. It's become the culture of our youth group. We're not just going to sit back. We're not just going to watch all the older ones do it, but we're gonna be a part of it. So, and I'm excited about that.
That's amazing. Our mission statement is to unlock faith, unleash truth, elevate Christ, and serve others. And I believe that just makes such an incredible difference in our schools and drawing people to Christ. And I can see that you've done that in your daily walk with God and by leading this P7 club. And it's just had incredible results. I'm proud of you, TJ. Thank you so much for what you're doing. And Brother Raposo, thank you so much for leading and for allowing our students to do that. Thank you so much for watching today. We're so excited. You can go to p7clubs.com and you will be able to download all kinds of resources, other training videos and testimonials that will bless you and inspire you to be able to be a P7 ministry in your school. We believe in you, and if you have any questions or you need anything from us, don't ever hesitate to contact us. God bless and take care.